Trust in Him. He will lead. He will lead the way. Let Him heal you. Give me strength every day. Let Him heal you. Blessings come my way. Let Him heal you. Give me strength every day. Let Him heal you. Heal you. Blessings come my way. God, put your trust in Him. He will lead the way. Open your heart to Him. Take your pain away. He's our Savior. Our God. Let Him heal you. Give me strength every day. Let Him heal you. Blessings come.
Welcome to another edition of Music Entertainment Industry Talk with your host, Don Paget. Hey, we got a wonderful program for you tonight, so stay tuned right here on VNET Radio, CT Jams Radio.
Blessings come my way. Out of the darkness, you were always there. I was told
Once again, tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a relative that we're on.
come back in your grace. Lord, I will praise you. Lord, I will praise you. Let Him heal you. Give me strength every day. Let Him heal you. Blessings come my way. Let Him heal you. Give me strength every day. Let Him heal you. Blessings come my way. Let God give you the way, the strength to go on and move on in your life. Let Him lead you to the way, to the path of your destiny. May we all go into one. Give me strength every day.
All right. Welcome to another edition of Music Entertainment Talk with your host, Don Paget. I'm telling you, we got a wonderful program for you today. Hey, we got a special guest in the house, Veronica Gonzalez, a.k.a. Vero G. And she is from the Lower East Side. And she is 34 years old, Latina, born and raised in the Lower East Side. She is a singer, songwriter, model, actress, TV, radio host, and songwriter, author, and much more. She wears many of hats, and I'm telling you, it's so great to have her into the studio. We're going to present to some and introduce the other. Veronica, Vero G is in the house. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you so much. I've been following you on Facebook and just following your music. And we just heard this song, Healing. This song is so fitting for right now, seeing as though so many years with this pandemic, and we're coming out little by little. And I just want to say welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Tell us about you and your music, and yes, and I just want to show this beautiful cover because this cover is hot. Right
you.
here, yes, right there, yes. Vero G, here I am. I'm telling you, this is a lovely cover. I just love this cover, and it's different, for a project. Tell us, about yourself. I'm so excited.
No, I'm honored just to be here and to be on your platform. So thank you. So real quickly, who I am? I am an artist, entrepreneur, radio and TV personality as well. The list goes of different things I've done. And I just want to say, all the things I provide or things I've worked in, I felt, I wanted to provide and help other people down the line what I, what I've done to help them as well. So with that in mind, with my platforms, I help all independent artists out there, with the radio, the TV, magazine, which are under the same branch of Vero Spotlight brand. And besides that, back to me as an artist, music's been always a passion of mine for a very young age of 7 years old. And just, continue doing what I'm doing and inspire people with my music. It's just amazing. And quick background about me on my music industry or that kind of situation. Uh, Pretty much, I started years ago. I had what's it called, calling. And, at that age 7, I felt, music is something that's very instrumental in my life. And I felt it was something that I could definitely grow with it. And down the line, I was honored to work with, back then it used to be called Junior High School 22. But they changed a different name now. But I was a school choir with them many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the experience, work with other people in a choir and travel to different schools and compete. And actually, I got my first award ever. It was a first place trophy for anti-drug. It was a kind of theme thing they had at the time.
Yeah.
And we won for that. And it was really great to see that momentum as a person. Like, wow, my music carries along with to help people and motivate them and inspire them, and to see also that I won something out of it. So from that experience, I said, this is something that's definitely I want to stick to. And down, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay. And then down the line, years to come, I was honored to have worked with Al Sharpton for the National Action Network, and to be with the Change Choir, which was like less than a year. But it was great. We got to travel and got to see some things and see some people, and it was just great.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. And we want to take this opportunity to thank all of our international partners who are streaming over in Africa and Australia and all different parts of the world with this interview. And your music style, I know you sing R&B, and then
Yes.
you sing almost, and with this song is a crossover.
Yes.
Tell us what led you to create this EP, and make it to be so that it can fit, the different nations and different types of people, and cultures basically, with this song "Healing." Tell us a little bit about that and what inspired you to write that particular song.
Sure, definitely. So I'll go back a little bit to that. So around that time frame, doing, music and all types of genres, I felt like, music needs to be a time where people could reflect on it, appreciate it, and also be inspired by different types of sounds and that sorts. So going back to what you mentioned with the album Here I Am, the reason I made that title was because I've been doing it for a good amount of years as an artist, and I felt like this was the perfect title to put it out there, as now I'm finally here as an artist and saw my growth from my previous work and now to this album that's been out since last year, and to see the way I have portrayed myself as a person, utilizing my own pain, my own happiness,
Hmm.
and putting it into work, and to see how it really has helped a lot of people impact their lives.
Right.
So with definitely, so with this album, it's been my baby, because it really showed people who I am as an artist, as the growth as into my creativity, songwriting skills, and all that sorts. Now with the Let Him Heal, it's a Let Him Heal You song. You guys just heard right now. That song, how it came about, it happened around the same time when COVID happened, like 2 or 3 years ago, I think. Somewhere around.
Hmm.
And I did this. Well, I started doing the Here I Am album like over a year. COVID had happened around the second year, and I was like, what, this is something I really felt was needed. So one day I was sharing a couple of beats online, and this one came across. And during that time, we're all going through the impact of COVID and all that sorts. And I felt God told me this is something, as being a spiritual person, it was something that was meant to happen. So with that in mind, when I heard the instrumental beat and everything, and I kept playing it, the words just started coming down and writing it all from from above and putting it out in paper. And when I went to the studio and to record it and get it all put together, I cried because it was like something that I created that was meant to be happen and put out there. And I have received so many beautiful messages from people who heard this song and said, "You touch my heart." The videos out there too. You guys could check that out on my YouTube channel on the Vero Spotlight Network. It's called "Let Him Heal You."
Yeah.
And you guys, it's just phenomenal just to feedback on this song and to see people that appreciate just music that inspires people and clean music.
Right. And I just want to show that cover again. I just love that cover.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes. Right here. Yeah, here I am is the EP, and I'm telling you, some great songs on there, and you'll get a different perspective with a flair of touch, a different style. Yeah, and that's what one of the things I love about this particular EPK. On the EPK, you got "Let Him Heal You," "No More Tears," "Tomorrow," "You Got Me," "Mother's Lullaby,"
You got it. Yeah,
and
yeah.
"Mia Kama Kama." All
Oh
right,
yes. Oh
got
yes.
it
That
right.
was that was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah.
All right, yeah, and tell us who inspired you.
Oh, that's a good question. Uh, I will say in my whole life, my family is part of how I got who I am today as my music and my even before music was in my life. It's just things that made me who I am today as a person. You know, pretty much my fans out there, my supporters who really hold me down and support my brand or what I'm doing, my movement. I always say down the line, just people that just inspire me in everyday life,
Yep.
and even like for musical influences, I could name a few, like the late original Selena, who had passed away years ago. She was one of my main idols I saw as a kid growing up, and seeing her being a woman in the male dominated industry, and breaking those barriers down the Latin community. And I felt like I wanted to kind of like do something similar to that, not all Latin, but just wanted to like break those barriers down as a woman and show other women that you can also do what you can,
Hmm.
be cute and classy, but do what you have to do.
Right. That's right.
Definitely.
And that's one of the things that I love about this platform here. And we have so many women artists that's in music, and and when I have different guests on and different women on, I want to project to the women that's listening to this program to be encouraged, because it is a tough industry out
Yes.
in the music industry. And you know it as well as I know it, that a lot of times people may not give you an opportunity to
Yes.
present your craft or present your music, unless you're doing something behind scenes, and so this is one of the things I wanted to project as a positive note to the women that are musicians out there, the women that are singers out there, to be encouraged and continue on. Now, what would you say to artists, that's in the music industry, a male or female, that's just starting out, and want to, get their music out there, and get, because it takes a lot. It takes a whole
Yes.
lot, and a lot of times, new artists are not prepared to go out there in the field, and so much.
It is definitely.
What is your
Um,
perspective on it?
Definitely not a problem. I would say, those out there, like new upcoming artists out there, doesn't matter what genre you're under. I would say these are three elements I used for myself years ago, that kind of helped me to who I am today, even still working on myself. I will say the first one is you have to be humble. That's
Mhm.
key. A lot of these artists who I also, when I do my own showcases, do different events and stuff of that sorts, I see some of them that have like that chip on their shoulder or ego trip. And I foresee that they're not going to go far in this industry because people are not going to tolerate that kind of attitude. So a lot of artists have to stay grounded and humble. Another thing I will say also to that is be positive. Don't be judgmental on your own self. Know that you have a gift and go out all your way to make that happen. Dreams do come true, but you have to put the hard work behind that. That's one of them. And another one I would say to end that, for advice for artists out there, is do your research and your homework. Especially with the business side, you have to be educated. Before you put out a song, go copywritten. Make sure everything's protected. Make sure you get your royalties. Make sure you go to either BMI or ASCAP. These are so many things that a lot of artists don't know that are very fundamental for them.
Yes, yes. And to promote yourself marketing, that's
Yes.
another portion right there that, a lot of artists, they forget to say, hey, you got to continue to market your music,
Yes.
continue to get your music to the radio stations and
Exactly.
to get your music to, social media, whether it's video, whether it's recording, and there's so many different platforms out there. TikTok is another one, that
Yes.
everyone's using now, and so many others. Instagram, of course, Twitter, to be able to post on a daily basis. I find myself posted on a daily basis something new, or something fresh, or just information and community. It helps, with your ministry. It helps with what you're doing as an artist. How can the fans get your music?
Yeah, definitely. So, you guys, if you're interested to get any of my albums that are out for now, it's all available on digital. So it's on all digital platforms, either Spotify, Deezer, Tidal, Apple Music, all places. You just type up Vero G, and you can see where you could definitely download all my albums, my songs, my singles, and yeah, definitely support if you guys can.
All right, all right. Wonderful, wonderful. And how has speaking of promoting music and marketing, how has like the internet and so forth, YouTube, has helped you to enhance your skills, to enhance your music?
Definitely. I would say it has been very instrumental, particularly with the social media, because back then I know they didn't really have it way before social media came out. But it's really instrumental for a lot of artists, as myself, to utilize these platforms. If they're free and you're able to mass production of people to see your work, meaning your album drop, your singles, your music videos, any content that you have out there, promote as much as possible as you can. Like I always say, nobody's gonna believe you more than yourself first, and then they'll start following to believe in you. So with that in mind, promote yourself, market yourself. You have to also sometimes invest in yourself as an artist. You have to, pay things to get out there, be seen. People could reach to see what you're doing by just doing those kind of small steps.
That's right. Hey, I wanted, you have a song on here that I love, Mother's Lullaby.
Oh
And,
yes,
it's fitting because Mother's Day is coming up. And,
yes,
and it's fitting for the times. And I just want to play a little bit of that right
sure.
here. Mother's Lullaby. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Mother's lullaby. Hush, baby, don't you cry. With these loving arms, they will keep you warm. I'm always by your side, no matter wrong or right. just know that I'm here for you. On that cloudy day when I saw your face, nothing can ever replace these feelings that you place with joy and happiness. It's all I can feel, and know that it's real, my dear. Oh, mother's lullaby. Hush, baby, don't you cry. With these loving arms, they will keep you warm. I'm always by your side, no matter wrong or right. Just know that I'm here for you. A mother's lullaby. Hush, baby, don't you cry. With these loving arms, they will keep you warm. I'm always by your side.
All right, all right. I just love that song, and I'm telling you, it's so great, so great, so great, so great.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and
I got me
everybody,
emotional.
go out to all the social sites and follow Vero G, Veronica G, and I tell you, it's so great. And how can they reach you if they would like to book you? For programming or and I know you do numerous of different things, interviews, magazines, songwriting. How can the viewers or the promoters out there, artists out there can reach you?
Sure, not a problem. So, if you guys want to contact me, you could check my email. Is VERO2884
Hmm.
at yahoo.com. You can also check my website, which is www.verogmusic.com. Also, you guys can check my Instagram. I'm mostly active there as well, at official Vero G.
All right.
So you guys can contact me there if you want to, for hosting, for anything that you guys want to have me for, or free collaboration features, on all that sorts. And also want to add quickly a big shout out to a new show which I'm also co-hosting on. It's called Spilling the Tea with Tilia. Tilia, forgive me. With It's every Fridays, each and every Friday from 2 to 5 p.m. And we're one of the co-hosts. I'm one of them, with Danny Cakes, BK Bella Honey, and yeah, it's just go check it out at Famous Radio. Download the app, people. Support it, and we appreciate. And we talk about a lot of spicy things, so definitely tune up for that.
So, what's new for Vera G?
Ooh, okay. So right now, working on the fifth EP album, which will be out this year. It's called Energy, and that album is I love it because it's more of a spiritual awakening album, and it has love songs, slow songs, up tempo songs, so it's a little bit of everything in there. Besides that, I just released my other book. It's called Mixed Emotions, and that's available at
Wow.
www. Thank you. Dot Amazon.com. Besides that, I'm working on another publication soon, which will be called Love. All Love Prevails All, or something like that. But that should be coming out this year. Right now, still working on magazine, radio. That, so if anybody's interested to be part of that, definitely you guys could let me know.
All right, all right.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
what I'll do is I'll put the email back up, and also
awesome.
you can reach Vero G on social media sites, and yeah, definitely support. Let me put the email back up, and there it is down there at the bottom there. You can reach out to her and support what she's doing, and don't forget to go out there and purchase her music, all digital outlets, and yeah, this wonderful cover right here. I just love it right here. Here I
Thank
am. Yes, yes. Woo. Yes. Awesome cover. And I'm going to give you the last words to address the audience. So many, and thank all of our international partners, and thank you those that are sending me messages and back channeling me and on the YouTube. We got YouTube listeners out there, and thank you so much for sending me messages. And folks that are sending me messages from Africa, thank you so much. When I'm looking over, I'm just kind of like reading all the different messages that's coming through the back channel. All
Awesome.
the viewers that's listening out there, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna give you the last words, and we'll take us out on tonight.
Sure, definitely. Not a problem. So, real quickly, guys, there's so much I want to say, but I want to just thank everyone who's been supportive. My friends, my family, my fans, those who've been just my day ones, as they call those. Besides that, I just want to say, always believe in yourself. Never give up. Never on your dreams. And we all have a special gift in this world. And just don't stop at nothing to pursue those dreams of yours.
All right, all right. And we're going to take us out, I think, tomorrow. All right?
Oh yes.
All right. Taking
Excited.
us out.
Up all night, putting work till it's daylight. Yeah, inspiration ain't required. I go hard in the pain even when I'm tired. 'Cause tomorrow ain't promised. I give my all, ain't nothing less. No tomorrow ain't promised. There's no tomorrow, no tomorrow. Blood, sweat, and tears ain't no amount to this. Make my dreams come into life. No matter how, I will always fight. This gonna be just our night to celebrate this and all. Make all those hard nights into this song. Hard work and sleepless nights make up for this success. Ain't no stopping for this. Bless up all the way. We got this all day.